sit. There isn't any other stair quite like it. I'm not at the bottom, I'm not at the top. So this is the stair where I always stop. Halfway down the stairs isn't up, it isn't down. It isn't in the nursery, it isn't in the town. And all sorts of funny thoughts run round my head. It isn't really anywhere, it's somewhere else instead. Halfway down the stairs is the stair where I sit. There isn't any other stair quite like it. I'm not at the bottom, I'm not at the top. So this is the stair where I always stop. Yes, this is the stair where I always stop.
Earlier this month, the leaders of 11 religious traditions in the United States, including ours, issued a statement in support of transgender, non-binary, and intersex people. And I want to read it to you in full today because this matters. To the American public, its political leaders and moral teachers, as heads of diverse religious traditions in the United States, our faiths call on us to proclaim that transgender, intersex, and non-binary people deserve respect, love, and equal rights. During a time when our country is placing their lives under increasingly serious threat, there is a disgraceful misconception that all people of faith do not affirm the full spectrum of gender. A great many of us do. Let it be known instead that our beloveds are created in the image of God, holy and whole. Our religions vary, yet we share a fundamental belief across our traditions that all people hold infinite value and dignity, and we are morally compelled to care for those living under persecution. Our scriptures vary, but they share a common conviction. As we make justice our aim, we must give voice to those who are silenced. Our shared values, held across many faiths, teach us that we are all children of God and that we must cultivate a discipline of hope, especially in difficult times. As such, we raise our voices in solidarity to unequivocally proclaim the holiness of transgender, non-binary, and intersex people, as well as the recognition of the entire spectrum of gender identity and expression. Too many people, the statement continues, are entrusted with positions of power are demonizing transgender people, blaming them for acts of violence and criminalizing their very right to occupy space in our common life. The fear that many transgender children, their families, and their loved ones experience is unacceptable. The drive to limit the ways that transgender, intersex, and non-binary people authentically live their lives by limiting the medical care they receive, ignoring and sometimes provoking acts of violence against them, preventing them from traveling freely, or keeping them from participating in public activities is a betrayal of our deeply held values as people of faith. As a nation, we have often failed to live up to the ideals of equality and justice that safeguard the foundations of a free society. Yet, throughout our history, in periods of great struggle and division, people of faith and goodwill have come forward to defend the very values that define American democracy. It is from that religious legacy that we speak today. When people of faith and conscience stay silent in the face of oppression, we are all made less whole. When people of faith and conscience speak out against that which violates the sacred in its own name, we have the power to stay the hand of sin. Transgender, non-binary, and intersex people are vulnerable today. Our faiths, our theologies, and our practices of prophetic witness call on us to say with one voice to transgender people among us, "You are holy, you are sacred, we love you, we support you, and we will protect you." Our transgender, intersex, and non-binary beloveds offer a singular gift. They invite us to witness our broken world through the knowledge that when we lead in truth and love, nothing is beyond transformation. So the signatories of this statement include the Reverend Dr. Sophia Betancourt, president of our Unitarian Universalist Association. The other signatories are leaders of conservative Judaism, our friends at Congregation of Moses, Friends General Conference, our friends at the Kalamazoo Quaker Meeting, Reformed Judaism, that's our friends at Temple B'nai Israel, the Presbyterian Church USA, so that's the good folks at First Pres, North Pres, Westminster Pres, Christian Church Disciples of Christ, our friends at the Christian Church DOC on Winchell, the United Church of Christ, that's First Congregational, Portage UCC, and Phoenix Community Church, and the Episcopal Church. So that's St. Luke's, St. Martin's, and St. Barnabas here in our area. And then there are several more signatories that don't have local congregations: Metropolitan Community Church, Fellowship of Affirming Ministries, and Reconstructing Judaism. I want to share all this with y'all today because there are so many loud religious voices proclaiming hatred against trans, non-binary, and intersex folks right now. But there are so many others, including hundreds of people in dozens of congregations in our town, that know that that is not true. So we say, all of us together, with one voice to trans, non-binary, and intersex people here in our church and beyond our walls: you are holy, you are sacred, we love you, we support you, and we will protect you. So come, let us gather together. Come, let us worship together.
Good morning. It's Not That Easy Being Green by Joseph G. Rapasso. It's not that easy being green, having to spend each day the color of the leaves, when I think it could be nicer being red or yellow or gold, or something much more colorful like that. It's not that easy being green. It seems you blend in with so many other ordinary things, and people tend to pass you over because you're not standing out like flashy sparkles in the water or stars in the sky. But green is the color of spring, and green can be cool and friendly like, and green can be big like an ocean, or important like a mountain, or tall like a tree. When green is all there is to be, it could make you wonder why. But why wonder? Why wonder? I am green, and it'll do fine. It is beautiful, and I think it's what I want to be. My name is Sharon Sauter, and I'm a member of the Sunday Service Committee, and we are glad you are here today.
A few announcements as we begin. we have a congregational meeting, then the voting will close when the service ends today. So we are voting on whether to purchase the solar panels on the roof of our building. And if you are a church member, if you're here in this room, there will be some paper ballots available right after the service ends. Move quickly and you can check the box if you haven't already. Or there are, many of you receive ballots in your email, so if you want to pull that up as you're staring at your Zoom box or here in the service and get your vote in, this is the last call. Next Saturday night is our next potluck and game night. It'll be right here in the Commons from 5 to 8 p.m. This is an event for all ages. Kids are welcome to be in the foyer or the Commons or the kids' room. We don't want them wandering freely through the classrooms. And we are looking for volunteers to help with setup, takedown, and cleanup. So last month was such a success, and we enjoyed the community. So come join us for another evening of food, fun, and fellowship. And here's Dolores with, I think, our final bizarre announcement of 2025. Here we go.
Is this working? Okay. First, please, can all of the Bazaar Committee leaders who are here come up? If anyone is here, or are we all, is everybody at home sleeping? It was kind of a big day. Oh, yes, come on, Maggie. All right. So, yeah, we had a bazaar. It was kind of a thing. And it went so well. And so I just want to express gratitude today for all the many people, pretty much everybody, who helped to make it happen. So I wanted to start by thanking Bob Friedel, who is not here, and all of the people who worked with him to make pasties. Could you stand up if you're here and you helped make pasties at all? So, thank you. We sold nearly 600 pasties yesterday, and there are still some left, frozen. Not many, but they're there, and you can buy them after the service. Next would be our artists and vendors team, which they're not here, but that would be Libby Heine Cogswell, Judy Whitman, and Rochelle, our own Rochelle, and everybody. Libby's here? Come on up, Libby. Oh, there she is. Didn't want to come up, okay. Publicity. What a wonderful publicity team we have. Rachel Harms, Rick Johnson. No. Everybody who helped with Rick's Riders. Everybody who put a yard sign up in your yard, or who shared our event on Facebook or just invited friends. A big thank you to all of you. If you want to stand up, feel free to do so. Some of you are going to be standing up, sitting down, standing up, sitting down. All right. The biggest moneymaker for us is, of course, People's Specialties, and you guys know that because we've been bugging you about it, and you've been making stuff for us. Lori Roop is the mastermind behind the People's Specialties. And a big thank you to everybody who made us baked goods and crafts. We still have a few things left, not many. And I'll be selling those if people want to buy them after the service. The cafe, we had a mini cafe for our volunteers, and Donna led that, and Rachel Harms helped. And we also, and Sharon, of course. We also want to thank all the wonderful kitchen workers and our youth runners who brought food to the artists and people who took deliveries. So if you wouldn't mind standing up, Or at least wave to us, guys. Thank you so much. All right. The raffle. We had great success with our raffle this year, and some beautiful baskets that I think mostly were won by members of our congregation this year. Lori Roop is again the mastermind behind the raffle. And and Laura Boltman helped to make the baskets beautiful. Was it? And Catherine Rissa as well. Sorry, wasn't sure about all the aesthetics people. Okay, it took a lot of work to turn this into the bazaar and then to get it back again. So the people who helped with that, or the leaders for that, where is Tim? I saw him earlier. Oh, he is here. Yay! Okay, Tim and Gary Ledley. And we had so many people come out, and in addition to that, our resident scout troop came, and they were incredible. Yeah. So everybody who helped with that, thank you so much. Cashiers and finance, Barb Davis and Pat Van Slambrook. Neither of them are here. And then I led the cashiers. So all of my cashiers, you did such an amazing job. Thank you so much. Could you stand if you cashiered for us yesterday? Okay. All right, greeters. We had a team of Mary Elves who warmly welcomed and oriented our guests, and Reverend Rachel was the leader of that. So anyone who helped out as a greeter, could you stand for us so that we can thank you? Yeah. And also we had safety team members here keeping us safe. So if you people would want to stand up, that would also be wonderful. We had shuttle drivers who were driving a shuttle between here and our remote parking, and boy, did we need it yesterday, because that parking lot was full. So thank you to everybody who was a shuttle driver. If you would stand up for us. Okay. And our cleanup crew, that was led by, we've got them both here, led by Jen and Margaret, and you wouldn't even know there was a bazaar here yesterday, would you? It's amazing. Okay. And then, communications and coordination, that would include me and Brianna and Eli. Oh, Eli, I got Eli to stand up with me. Eli is indispensable with so many things here at church, but he is basically in every aspect of the bazaar. So, and to all of you out there, including help from our longest time members, our most senior elders, our children, and many of our newest members and friends who supported this event with your times, talent, and treasure to make this such a successful event for the artists and as outreach to the wider community and building our own community, working together to support this place that we love. Okay, now, don't forget to bring back your loaner yard signs so we can use them again next year, and find some good deals with leftovers after the service. Thank you so much.
All right, we don't have lyrics for this one, but if you'll rise and body your spirit, you can sing along with us on the Muppet Show theme for our opening song. It's time to play the music. It's time to light the lights. It's time to meet the Muppets Muppets on the Muppet Show tonight.
It's time to put on makeup. It's time to dress up right. It's time to get things started on the Muppet Show tonight. You know, I once had a roommate that was so cheap, I came downstairs one time and all the wallpaper was coming off. And I said, "What are you, redecorating?" He said, "No, I'm moving." Am I too hip for the room?
To introduce this service, that's what I'm here to do. So it really makes me happy to introduce to you
The all guaranteed, no money back guaranteed Muppet Show service. It's time to put on makeup. It's time to dress up right. It's time to get things started on the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, Muppetational. This is what we call the Muppet Show.
Could we please have Reagan come up for our chalice lighting? Our chalice lighting words are, of course, from Jim Henson this morning. Watch out for each other. Love everyone and forgive everyone, including yourself. Forgive your anger, forgive your guilt, your shame, your sadness. Embrace and open up your love, your joy, your truth, and most especially, your heart.
In addition to our chalice lit here at People's Church, we have people who are watching us on Zoom today who have also lit chalices. So there are chalice flames burning in Parkview Hills, Parkview Hills, Parkview Hills. There's a lot of you in that neighborhood. Portage, Plainwell, Millwood, and in the Vine neighborhood. A lot of these are very involved bazaar leaders who are putting their feet up, deservedly so. And in Oakwood, what a gift it is that we are all together in the same place, or the same time, even when we're not in the same place. I'd now like to invite our children forward for a conversation. I am so glad all of you are with us today. Oh, it's their room. So one of the things that's, could you sit on the first step? Is there space there? I know, what a happy problem that these stairs are getting really crowded. We're gonna have to figure this out. Oh, can we make room for everybody? Yeah, we can. Okay. So one of the things that's so special about Muppets, and I'm gonna be talking to the grown-ups about Muppets, is that they use puppets that are so cute and fuzzy and fun to teach some stuff that's really important. And we kind of almost have a Muppet cousin who lives at our church who teaches us about things that are really important. Do you guys know who this character is?
Jet Pig.
It's Jet Pig. And what does Jet Pig help us remember? Oh, Catherine?
Those things.
Those thingies right up there. Right. So we have a Jet Pig because it helps us remember what our values are, the things that we try to keep at the core of how we act and who we are. And so Jet Pig is justice, equity, transformation, pluralism, interdependence, and generosity, with love at the very center. And this jet pig has love at its very center too, on its belly. I know, right? And so, oh, do you have a thought?
I call him Jet L. Pickles.
Jet L. Piggles. That works too, to help you remember that there's an L in the middle. And about a year ago, this congregation voted on what name this pig should have. Do you guys remember what we chose? Bartlett. And do you know why Bartlett was who Bartlett is in honor of? It's fine if you don't know. So Bartlett is in honor of someone named Carolyn Bartlett Crane, who was the minister at People's Church in the 1890s, so long before any of us were around here. And that was a time when it was a wild idea that a woman could be a minister. Now it's kind of a regular idea, at least around here. But she helped the church grow and thrive and helped the church change its name to People's Church and think of itself as serving everybody, not just the people who are here on Sundays. So that is a special other symbol and reason for our jet pig, who is kind of a Muppet cousin, I like to think. Oh, and you have another little, you guys have so many cute fuzzy creatures today, or not fuzzy creatures.
I have a knitted puppy.
Yeah, I think a lot of you found some new treasures at the bazaar yesterday. So we are going to sing you guys out now to your classes and your all labs and all of the learning that's coming for you. But you know what? We have a special different song that I think you guys might know, but I think is actually more for the grown-ups to know and remember. But it's called Mana Mana. And we'll sit here for a minute and then we'll leave, okay? So we can listen.
Do 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 do. Mana mana do 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 do. Bye. Mana mana do 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 do. Mana mana do 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 do. Now faster. Mana mana do 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 do. Mana mana do 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 do. Mana mana do do. Now you. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Last time. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Mana mana. Do 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 do. Last time. Mana mana do 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 do. They're still vacating. Do 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 do. Mana mana do 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 do.
We've already heard so much from Dolores and others about how generous you all were with time and talent and money yesterday. So today I offer you my favorite offering joke, which is also my only offering joke. So if you have any new material, I would appreciate it. So there were 3 children comparing what their parents do for a living. One of them said, "My parent scribbles some words on a piece of paper and says it's a poem, and they give him $100 for it." And the next child says, "Oh, that's nothing. My mom scribbles some words on a piece of paper, calls it a song, and they give him $200 for it." And then the third child says, "My parent scribbles some words on a piece of paper, calls it a sermon, and then they have to pass baskets to collect all of the money." So now we will pass the baskets. Please be generous.
Why are there so many songs about rainbows, and what's on the other side. Yeah, sing along. Rainbows are visions, but only illusions. Rainbows have nothing to hide. So we've been told, and some choose to believe it. I know they're wrong, wait and see. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. Who said that every wish would be heard and answered when wished on the morning star? Somebody thought of that, and someone believed it. Look what it's done so far. What's so amazing that keeps us stargazing? And what do we think they might see? Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. All of us under its spell, we know that it's probably magic. Have you been half asleep, and have you heard voices? I've heard them calling my name. Is this the sweet sound that calls the young sailors? The voice might be one and the same. I've heard it too many times to ignore it. It's something that I'm supposed to be. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. La da da dee da da doo, la da 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 dee da doo.
Please join me in giving thanks for all that sustains us. From the countless gifts we each have been given, gifts of life and love and sustenance, we bring these small portions to share in the works of love, which none of us can accomplish alone.
This is a community that supports one another in good times and hard times. One of the ways we do this is we take time when we gather to lift up the joys, sorrows, and other milestones in our lives. So if you have something you wish to share with our beloved community today, I invite you to, if you're on Zoom, to type it into the chat box. If you're here in person, I invite you to come forward, place a stone in our bowl of water, speak briefly, and remember to tell us your name. Now I place a few more stones for the joy and the sorrow we're holding quietly in our hearts today, the joy and sorrow in our wider community and our wider world. Sources of reason and radiance, sources of courage and compassion, keep watch with those who work or watch or weep this day. May the suffering be soothed. May the weary find rest. May the sick be tended. May the dying and those who love them find peace. May the joyous be shielded. May all of us know we are wrapped in a love that surrounds us always, a web that connects us to all that exists. I'm offering you a meditation practice today that I find helpful in those moments when I need to calm my nervous system and return to my calm center. You have a hand, you have another hand, and you just trace your hand, and as you're going up to the tips of your fingers, you breathe in, and then you breathe out. And in, and out. In, and out. In, and out. In, and out. You can trace back. Sometimes it helps.
May I be filled with kindness. May I be well. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be whole. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be whole. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. May we be whole.
Our first reading today is from Kermit the Frog, and it was in a commencement address he gave to the University of Maryland, May 22nd, 2025. Jim Henson believed everyone had a place. He thought of that, and he made us believe it. There's a spot for everyone in the show. There is no guarantee that the show is always good, or that it will go off without a hitch, or it doesn't have its hecklers. But the show must go on. And if you're with your people, you won't have to do it alone. Life is not a solo act. It's a big, messy, delightful ensemble piece. When I was a little younger than all of you, I used to have a lot of fun in the swamp, playing leapfrog. It was our favorite game, kind of our only game, but we loved it. Except for my cousin Albert. He never actually leapt. He stepped on your back and used your head like a lily pad. Sure, he got ahead, but it was only by stepping on you. We've been told that that's how you succeed, and some choose to believe it. But I know they're wrong. Here's a little advice, if you're willing to listen to a frog. Rather than jumping over someone to get what you want, consider reaching out your hand and taking the leap side by side, because life is better when we leap together.
and, but, ugh, yet, y'all, yes, by Kiese Lehman. I'm thinking about Jim Henson, the greatest white boy my Mississippi ever created. I'm thinking about Sesame Street, the greatest show this nation ever created. The fact that Mississippi created Jim Henson and this nation created Sesame Street provides something resembling courage on nights when the United States is abducting college students who protest genocide, killing Black museums, and gleefully sharing war intelligence with greasy fingers over Signal. And I don't care if it's money, home training, biscuits, britches, fiction, bullets, bulletproof vests, prayer, clothes, water, swim lessons, poetry, essays, taste, drawers, hoodies, gun lessons, pacifism, taekwondo, ice cream, headbands, Kermits, rent or responsible love. I'd like to see us share whatever we have in abundance because Jim Henson and Sesame Street taught us to. But 6 months after Sesame Street debuted in 1969, an all-white Mississippi State Commission for Educational Television, in the blackest state in the nation, voted to remove Sesame Street from television in our state. The rationale was leaked to the New York Times. Some of the members of the commission were very much opposed to showing the series because it was a highly integrated cast of children. Ugh. 56 years later, I'm writing this because Sesame Street eventually aired in Mississippi 22 days later, and Jim Henson kept getting better at art and love. Teachers and parents and regular folk in and outside of Mississippi publicly challenged the decision not to air Sesame Street. And Black folks in our state never stopped fighting or sharing or believing that the land and all of its possibility must be shared. Yet, Donald Trump is of the whites in 2025, and legislators in Mississippi, a place I love more than any place on earth, the blackest and poorest state in the nation, decided last month that inclusion, equity, and diversity are now illegal. Unlike 60-something years ago, Mississippi followed a president who wants to ban PBS and, by proxy, Sesame Street, NPR, and Michelle Martin. This should break every human heart and collapse all human lungs. The desire to punish those who already have been punished should be breathtaking. In 2025, it's not. It's simply on brand for what this nation has become. We were right about this place. Y'all, I remember that in Mississippi, we know how to fight. We know how to lose. We know how to organize with broken hearts. We know how to win. We know how to breathe with collapsed lungs. My elders used to say that they would never live to see the change they were fighting for. They lied. They saw the change. They made the change. They saw the backlash. Then they died. I will not live to see the day when Mississippi, Sesame Street, PBS, and NPR effectively lead us to a place where all the land is shared and freed. But we will die knowing that our fight for freedom and love of the most vulnerable matters. For that, I am thankful. For that, I am thankful. For that, I'm as sad as I've ever been. Mississippi has always been America. Now America must become the best of Mississippi. Yes, indeed. Yes.
I invite you to find a comfortable singing position in your seats.
Blessed Spirit of my life, give me strength through stress and strife. Help me live with dignity. Let me know serenity. Fill me with a vision. Clear my mind of fear and confusion. When my thoughts flow restlessly, let peace find a home in me. Spirit of great mystery, hear the still small voice in me. Help me live my wordless creed as I comfort those in need. Fill me with compassion, be the source of my intuition. Then when life is done for me, let love be my legacy.
Every once in a while, an idea comes along that changes the way we all look at ourselves forever, wrote Dahlia Lithwick in Slate in 2012, in an article that I have thought about pretty regularly for the past 13 years. She goes on to write about Muppet theory, which she describes as a little-known, poorly understood philosophy that holds that every living human can be classified according to one simple metric. Every one of us is either a chaos Muppet or an order Muppet. So those of you who know the Muppets and Sesame Street, take a moment to think about who your favorite character is. Anybody want to shout one out? Animal is a chaos Muppet, right? Beaker. That's a little harder, but he's pretty chaotic too. Gonzo is also a chaos Muppet. Swedish Chef also far off the side of a chaos Muppet. Okay, so you're getting this. Who do you think the order Muppets are? Those are Kermit. Oh, the Count, that's a good one. Big Bird. Yeah, so our chaos Muppets are the ones who are kind of out of control and impulsive. We got our Animal, Ernie, Cookie Monster, Gonzo, Swedish Chef, chaos Muppets. Order Muppets, the organized, responsible ones, the ones who actually make sure the show goes on. Kermit, Bert, Scooter, order Muppets. Most of the adults on Sesame Street are really there to keep the place from running totally off the rails. Which are you? At my core, I am an order Muppet who kind of wishes they were more of a chaos Muppet. And we all can sort of find ourselves in there. And further explaining her theory, Lithwick continues, it's not that any one type of Muppet is inherently better than the other. It's simply the case that the key to a happy marriage, a well-functioning family, and a productive place and work lies in carefully calibrating the ratio of chaos Muppets to order Muppets within any closed system. So this is my first life lesson to offer to you all about beloved community from the Muppets. For any community to thrive, you need all kinds of Muppets, all kinds of people, all kinds of skills and interests and orientations and ways of being. Diversity is a strength. The Muppets teach us that. The Muppets would never be able to put on a show if it was only chaos Muppets. And the show would not be nearly as zany and joyful if it was only order Muppets. We need that balance within ourselves and within our community. I think about this a lot in my life, whether it's the gift of having a spouse who doesn't hate the same chores that I hate, or so many people here with their special skills that make this place work, or the beautiful work made by artists who were here yesterday. We need all kinds of ways of being. And I try to remember this when my inner Kermit wants to start flailing his arms and panicking when there's chaos all around me. Difference is a gift. As Sharon read earlier, and Kermit the Frog told the recent graduates of the University of Maryland last May, life is not a solo act. It's a big, messy, delightful ensemble piece. Life is this big, messy, delightful ensemble piece, and when we get it right, we capture glimpses of beloved community. Beloved community is an idea developed by philosopher Josiah Royce and expanded upon by the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And it's an idea of a community in which each person's highest loyalty is to love and to truth, and everyone's actions are always shaped by that loyalty. It's the land Kiese Layman writes in the poem I read earlier, a place where all the land is shared and freed, where we share whatever we have in abundance, because Jim Henson and Sesame Street taught us to. And being beloved community is, by its nature, by human nature, an impossible goal. None of us act out of our highest loyalties all of the time. I just don't think that's possible for humans to do. But in the striving to achieve this goal we will never reach, we make the world more just and more loving. Nearly 8 years ago, the members of People's Church oriented us to this goal when you all adopted the mission statement for the church, a beloved community embracing and serving our diverse world. This is who we try to be here. There's always a gap between that aspiration and our reality, but we strive to make that gap as small as we can. Before I had words for beloved community, various Jim Henson Company creations, especially The Muppet Show and Sesame Street, taught me what it meant. Maybe this is your story too. Maybe you learned it elsewhere. These shows showed me a world of a theater company where everyone, no matter how terrible their jokes or how chaotic their cooking was, had a place in the show. They showed me a neighborhood so much more racially integrated than my own, where everyone, but especially kids, were treated with kindness and respect and care. These media were formative for me. One of the early things that shaped how I wanted the world to be. And this was intentional on the part of Jim Henson, creator of the Muppets. Jerry Jewell, one of his longtime collaborators, reflected about Henson's intentions for his work after Jim Henson's too early death in 1990 at age 53. Underneath the zaniness, or perhaps standing next to it, there was a sense of decency that the characters had about the world and each other. And I think that's one of the real legacies that Jim left. And I think it's one of the reasons he's so loved today, because he could be a pop culture figure doing mass entertainment, and he could explore the edges of crazy, goofy comedy, but at the core, there was always a sense of social values and decency. Order and care and chaos and zaniness all mix up together with a core of decency. That's the work of the Muppets and the work of beloved community. Another lesson that the Muppets teach us about beloved community is about changing your mind and making amends when you get things wrong, and then getting things right. So this is a story about Mr. Snuffleupagus. AV team, this is your cue to show the slide of Mr. Snuffleupagus. There he is, or Snuffy, as his friends call him, and I consider myself a friend. So he is one of Big Bird's best friends. And for the first 14 years of his existence on Sesame Street, so 1971 until 1985, no adult humans ever saw him. Big Bird saw him, and children, both Muppet and human, saw him, but no adult humans ever did. And these adults doubted Big Bird. They thought Snuffy was an imaginary friend, and they teased Big Bird about it. And this was the joke. Sometimes adults are just so oblivious that they can't even see a giant woolly mammoth wandering by that takes 2 humans inside that to make the puppet work. But this plot line had impacts that the creators didn't plan for. In the early 1980s, people were coming to new understandings about how common child abuse is. And having a storyline where adults didn't believe a childlike bird who was telling the truth about their experience stopped being so funny. People who worked with children who experienced abuse wrote to Sesame Street, writing about the struggles to help children talk about what had happened to them, and having a storyline where this childlike bird is not believed on one of the most popular shows for kids was making things worse. And so the creators of Sesame Street took these concerns seriously and brought together a team of creators and child development specialists to figure out what to do. A child psychologist on the team reflected, the writers took a real-world concern and asked themselves, are we helping or hurting kids by keeping Snuffy in the imaginary closet? And do we have a moral imperative to respond to a real issue by changing something about the show? Do we have a moral imperative to change? 14 years into a way of doing things, the creators of Sesame Street listened, reflected, and changed. They made a plan for the adults to see Snuffy and consulted with experts to make sure they handled that story with care. And then on November 18th, 1985, after a series of zany hijinks, of course, the adults on Sesame Street finally met Snuffy. They realized that Big Bird had been telling the truth the whole time. Millions of people, mostly young children, watched as Bob, one of the adult humans on the show, said, "From now on, we'll believe you whenever you tell us something. From now on, we'll believe you whenever you tell us something." What a powerful promise. How different the world would be if all of the adults actually lived into those promises that Bob made decades ago. And what a powerful example the show gives us about falling short and making things right. None of the writers of Sesame Street intended to make life harder for children who had been hurt in terrible ways. They were making a joke about how oblivious adults can be. But the impact of their work was what it was, regardless of that intention. And when people told them that their actions, that the stories they were creating and distributing were hurting people, the storyline was making it harder for some of the most vulnerable children among the viewers to receive care and protection and some measure of justice, the creators changed. They made it better. They wrote words of apology and amends into the script for an adult human to say clearly, both to Big Bird and to all of the children and families watching at home, showing a better way to be together. And this is some of the most important work of beloved community. Striving toward beloved community doesn't mean we get everything right the first time. None of us can get everything right the first time. But it does mean we listen. Doing the work of love means being open to the possibility that we might be wrong. And when presented with new information or faced with new circumstances, we think about what our moral imperatives might be, what our values and integrity are calling us to. And maybe we do something different. We rewrite a plot line that we've been carrying forward for 14 years because that is not what is needed now. It is not easy, but learning, making amends, and making things right is part of the work of love. So in the beloved community, we need all kinds. the lovers, the dreamers, the chaos Muppets, the order Muppets, and me, and you. But most importantly, we need folks who are ready to learn, who are doing their best today and know that they might be wrong and are willing to listen and reflect and grow and make amends and make things right. There's room for all of us, fuzzy and not, wild and tame, chaotic and orderly in the works of love that none of us can accomplish alone. So may it be so. May we make it so. And amen. So, adults here don't often get a chance to sing their own selves out. We sing out our children every week. But today, I think in the spirit of the upside downness of Muppet Land, we are going to close by singing the blessing that we usually sing to our children and teachers, to ourselves. So we will sing ourselves out into the world, wherever we may go.
Go forth in peace, in search of wisdom, with love to guide you on your way, and may the joy of life surround you wherever you may go. Go forth in peace, in search of wisdom, with love to guide you on your